Hello, Badgers. So, sorry about the break. Before I get into it, sorry about the break. My sleeping pattern's been a bit. I don't have a very good sleeping pattern as it is, but I tried to get myself into a bit of a sleeping pattern, and it got fucking demolished by the first F1 of the season because it was in Australia. Which means that on Saturday I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and on Sunday I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. At least I stayed awake until 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know. Oh, so I spent the last couple of days trying to get my head back. Either way, I've been keeping up with what's going on. I have to say, I'm pissed off. I'm really not fucking happy. I was gonna wait and do the rant tomorrow, but I'm really rather pissed off because, and from multiple facets as well. So on one level, let's stick with here in the UK for the moment. I listened to the welfare reform speech, or whatever it was, yesterday, um, from Liz Kendall, and looks like, for me at least, things aren't too bad. It did, it in fact doesn't look bad at all at the moment, from what I can gather, because I'm not on PIP. I'm on disability universal credit. my benefit won't be affected here, apart from getting a bit more money and actual help to find applicable work for me, not just any fucking work. But it seems like they have tried to make benefits, like cutting into benefits, a priority over, I don't know, land tax, to tax the fucking wealthy. And where's this fucking COVID inquiry? Where's this this committee or whatever it was to claw back all the to claw back all the COVID fraud money? If someone can tell me about that, what's going on with that, that'd be great, because I can't find shit. It pisses me off because Labour have come in and they've tried to do numerous good things. They've done numerous good things so far, and they're bringing forward numerous good policy, numerous bills that are good. But this is just unnecessary. I don't understand why they've gone down this route. Now, on one level, you've got, I suppose you've got the fact that a large majority of people, I swear a fair amount of people at least in this country, enough of the voter base at least, don't really care about this. They kind of look down on people who are on benefits, or they just don't care about it. And that is a fucking piss take. But what can you fucking do about it? But Labour said in their manifesto they were going to help people who were on benefits. This isn't helping. This is just going, yeah, no, fuck it. Like, you're getting off the benefits and you're going into work. I don't give a fuck. That's the way this comes across. And I mean, like I said, I have to say it wasn't as bad as it was being made out to be. I don't deal I don't deal well with fear, with an overabundance of fear, and so I just I don't deal well with it. I start to get really frustrated and really pissed off when there's too much fear. And so I'm pissed off at Labour for incite for doing this and inciting before yesterday inciting that fear, and I'm also pissed off at people who took the right wing papers at their word and tried to overdrive that fear. So I'm pissed off on two fucking levels. I mean, it's not. I mean, sure, the benefit system needs reform, but this surely is not the important bit of what needs doing. Now, I'm going to need to see more analyses on it, but I am really not all too impressed right now. I mean, I didn't vote for Labour at the last election. I voted for the Liberal Democrats because they were the anti-Tory vote, the only anti-Tory vote for this area. That's why I voted for the Liberal Democrats here. And we got a Liberal Democrat. We need... People can't... I need people to understand we can't just sit back and let let this Labour government do as it wishes. We can push them via our MPs. We can push this. We can push against them likely a lot better than we could push against the Tories. But most of all, I'm pissed off because I know that Labour can do better than this. I know Labour can do better than this. It's fucking ridiculous. Hello, Muppet. You hear me getting pissed off, did you, Muppet? Did you? Got that Petra. Yeah, I just... It drives me fucking mad. I know they can do better than this. There are plenty of Labour MPs who are really fucking disappointed in the leadership. There are plenty of Labour voters who are fucking disappointed in the leadership right now. What the fuck are you doing? I just... I understand that you can't in a democracy, especially a flawed democracy like ours, in as flawed a democracy as ours, we can't just expect Labour to do what we want, right? And it does have to be recognised that we on the left do not make up a large proportion of the voter base. We just don't. So we've got to be a lot more intelligent about how we deal with this shit. We actually have to push, and we have to be more bullshit. I reckon we actually have to get involved. You know, I'm waiting for I think I've already emailed my MP a couple of times. I'm waiting for the first local surgery that she'll be doing. Can't wait for that. But Labour have to do better. The left have to do better as well. It's all well and good pointing shit out and criticising, but what you fucking doing? Those who are on the left, who are supposedly out there doing shit, what are you doing? I can't go out and do as much as I would want, but when I'm out and I get into conversations with strangers and it gets into politics, I do push the leftist message. In a subtle, I do try to do it fairly subtly to begin with, but then I would just get into it. No, like, you know, Brexit was bad, and the wealthy need to have their land taxed. And you know what? The majority of times, I have people agreeing with me on this. So, you know, you point out how the fact that because the wealthy are getting wealthier, things are you know, our lives are being made harder because of it. It's not the only reason, but it's a big part of the reason. So, pushing that kind of message is what needs to be done. And just do that. I mean, if you can't go out, like me, if you can't go out so much, just when you do go out, like down the shop, and you get into random conversations with people, if it gets into politics, you push that. You know, and evidently enough people were put, you know, either convinced by that message, or you know, just being sick and tired of the fucking Tories, that the Tories were finally voted out of Torbay. Isn't it, my point? My fingers are tasty. Okay. Tasty. We in this country put up with way too much, and at the same time, we have really unrealistic expectations. Like, and this comes, and again, that is in of itself a multilateral problem, because it's not just one side. You know, the unrealistic expectations actually comes from, if you were to break up the political spectrum into, I don't know, 5 basic parts. You know, the far left, the centre, the centre right, and the far right. I know it's a lot more nuanced than that. I know it is. But just go with me on this. Alright? The unrealistic expectations of the far left, well, you know, that's pushing for communism. Barely anyone in this country wants communism. The centre left get unreal expectations upon what can be done, They know what should be done, but like it's what can actually be done, and the centre left can get really a bit unrealistic on that. The centre ground in of itself can get really unrealistic because it gets um, unrealistic expectations about how the government and parliament actually do things, how fast or slow things are, how immediate they want things done like then and there. It's like, no, that's not how things work. The centre right are unrealistic, mostly on social and economic levels, and the far right, are fascists. So they're just unrealistic in that in every sense. Unrealistic expectations really is the last facet I'm going to talk about today. That's frustrating me and pissing me off, and it leads all the way back with Labour. I think a lot of people had some unrealistic expectations of Labour, and I think Labour had some unrealistic have some unrealistic expectations. And you've got some unrealistic expectations. Yeah, you. Muppet. You being shit. Oh, yeah. This wasn't supposed to be in the video. She just walked in. Right, yeah. You and your unrealistic. You're not being fed right now. No, you've been fed. You had breakfast. Yeah. It sounds really trite to say it, but I know that a lot of people are worried and scared right now, but we really have to steel ourselves. It sounds really heartless, but we really, really do. We have to harden just a little bit. We are in a position right now in this country where, and not just in this country but worldwide, but in this country, which is what I'm sticking to with this video, where it really is make or break moment. Like things will just get worse if an active effort isn't being made to make things better. Things will just get worse. And I fully expected from this Labour government for it not to be perfect. I fully expected it from this Labour government to get 50%, 60% of what I want, and maybe the rest of it being stuff that I either don't care about or stuff that will piss me off. And so far, actually, do you know what? Labour's kind of sticking to the form that I said it would. There's been about 60% of what I want so far, and the rest has been no. I mean, one thing I will say as a last piece of this video is that I do like how Starmer has been dealing with the global stage matters. I actually think that as humiliating as it was for him to go to Trump and offer him, a visit to see the king, it was necessary. It's realpolitik. It was necessary. We are, because of Brexit, we're not in a position where we can be where we can be as bullish as we might have been. And I think that Starmer's teaming up with Macron has been brilliant, and Starmer trying to stay in deep conversations with the EU, especially on matters when it comes to Ukraine. Bang on. Exactly what I'd want from him. So, yeah, it's not all bad, but I'm still pissed off. I am still pissed off. Let me know what you guys think, Badgers. I shall hopefully be doing a rant tomorrow, and that, as you might probably tell, is likely to be America based. So stay tuned for that one. I shield at your backs, Badgers, and from Petra as well. She's gone for a minute. I shield at your backs, Badgers. My sword at your service. Blessed be. Good weird. Stay safe, Badgers.